Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Some big names heading the diplomatic corps. Good evening, I'm Opal Roach, and this is The Bahamas Tonight. A number of distinguished Bahamians have been appointed to represent the country abroad. They are a top neurosurgeon, veteran broadcaster, as well as an educator. But apart from their expertise in private life, they are no strangers to the Foreign Service. Janaea Noel Ferguson tells us that the nation's chief feels that this team will represent the country well.
Former Bahamian representatives in the Foreign Service, Alma Adams, Edison Bethel, and Dr. Eugene Nuri are all being reappointed. Adams serves as Consul General from 2002 to 2007 and will now hold the position as Ambassador to the Republic of Cuba in Havana. Bethel, a distinguished broadcaster and former Consul General of New York, will take a post of High Commissioner in London. And Dr. Eugene Nuri, former ambassador to Haiti and political activist, will serve as the ambassador to the United Nations. Prime Minister Perry Christie congratulated the appointees and outlined their roles.
Our foreign policy team is strengthened by these men and women who understand the need to be ambassadors for our country and also play a prime role in bringing new investment to our country. I expect, with the exception of Dr. Nuri, that the formalities required with the host countries will be settled and the new ambassadors will be in post by the 1st of November.
Dr. Nuri will serve as the ambassador at large and as ambassador to the United Nations following the General Assembly session. He will succeed Paulette Bethel, who will return home to serve administratively in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
In the meantime, he will act as a special envoy and ambassador at large to deal with certain matters which arise from time to time, but in particular to deal with the seizure of the Bahamian plane by Haitian authorities, which we are seeking to be released.
Bethel, Adams, and Nuri, respectively, thanked the Prime Minister for their appointments and shared some of their plans.
As I embark on this extraordinary journey, I'm fully aware of the magnitude of this office and will do my utmost to discharge my duties with credit. With the help of God and the cooperation of our Chief Diplomat, Minister Mitchell, I shall devote myself unswervingly toward the attainment of your objections and to persevere and enhance the long friendship between the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the United Kingdom.
Of paramount importance will be my thrust to avail myself of the golden opportunity while in Cuba to explore the possibilities of implementing a foreign languages exchange program. It will be designed to promote excellence and confidence, to communicate fluently in the Spanish and English languages.
We only have 5,346 square miles of land, but we have 100,000 square miles of water, and that makes us very important because under our waters lie magnificent treasures for the development, and which this particular administration will absolutely pursue.
Other government diplomatic appointments will be made soon. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS News Network.
Now, Prime Minister Christie also responded to those who claim that the appointments took too long. He said instead of focusing on that, they should be concerned about other matters.
The problem with the Bahamas is you've had governments that have overspent by $100 million. Tell people concern themselves about that. Concern themselves by the fact that when I became Prime Minister, I had to borrow $511 million to meet the shortfall. That is what countries should be concerning themselves about. What taxpayers have to pay for the negligence or for the missteps that governments take. I don't waste my time over what people say about that. When we make the decision will serve manifestly
From the crime beat, 3 men are being questioned about that homicide in Yellow Elder Gardens last night. It's the second one in 5 days. And get this, both victims were discovered on Majors Road. Now, last night, police got the call after 10 p.m. and found a male with gunshot wounds about the body. He died on the scene. Investigations continue. From the courts, a social service employee facing 4 charges in connection with food coupons issued by her workplace. According to court papers, 46-year-old Melanie Goddard got more than $200 worth of goods from SuperValue using the coupons in July. The matter has been adjourned. The Director of Social Services, Melanie Zonical, is among those expected to testify during the trial. Also from the courts, Nicole Octala stands trial for attempting to kill John Lubin 5 years ago, chopping him with a cutlass. As the trial opened today, a police witness told the court that the accused denied the accusations, claiming that he was at a club during the time of the incident and witnesses could verify his story. But under cross-examination, the officer said he only talked to one of the witnesses. He also said that he didn't take a statement from witness Joseph Noel because of a language barrier. The trial continues before Justice Vera Watkins. Well, the Bahamas Christian Council launching an aggressive campaign calling on Bahamians to vote no to gambling. Well, today the Prime Minister addressed the issue.
Expected the Christian Council to take the position they have taken. I met with the Christian Council and we explained our respective positions. The Christian Council knows that I have indicated very clearly to them and to the Bahamian people the Progressive Liberal Party government does not have a horse in the race. We do not have any interest in the outcome except to say that it must be fair and everyone must be given ample opportunity to present their case to the Bahamian people. So I expect there to be a vigorous campaign for and against and towards ensuring that the people of the Bahamas are able to make the decision with all of the information available to them.
And as another referendum is set to take place with regards to the Constitution, Mr. Christie said the Bahamian people will also be asked to share their views on oil drilling.
The Constitutional Commission has a mandate to report to the government by the end of March on major constitutional examination of our Constitution in our 40th year. And I expect that as a result of the recommendations that will come from the Constitutional Commission to have another referendum. Having said that, I also expect that the issue that the Progressive Liberal Party has articulated with respect to drilling of oil, that if we are going to go to a referendum, that will be the time for it to happen as well.
Now, a number of at-risk students have passed through the doors of the Leadership, Esteem, Ability, and Discipline Institute in hopes of getting a second chance in the regular school system. But for some, that's not been the case. LaDawn Davis shares the story of one young man.
And were referred to the National Lead Institute for assistance. But according to President Troy Clark, a number of those young males were not able to re-enter into the classroom.
After completion of the summer program, and now this is the new school year, we were attempting to get them back in school along with their parents. As of this date, we had about 7 to 8 of them who stated that their child was able to get back into another public high school.
This student was suspended for a month after a violent altercation with another student on a school campus. Now 17, he regrets those turn of events and thanks the National Lead Institute for helping to change his lifestyle.
I feel bad because everybody was helping me. They take time off from their job to stop what they're doing just to help me. And then they still didn't take me.
A few parents we spoke to declined on-camera interviews but wanted their voices to be heard. They say with crime reaching unprecedented levels, they do not want their teenage sons to be statistics and are strongly advocating for them to be accepted back into the classroom.
He went through counseling and all of that. I'm not saying that my son is right for what he did, but everybody deserves a second chance in life. And I believe that if he already finished the program, that they should allow him back in school. He's only 15 years old.
They're having problems trying to situate the students as to where they want to put them because of certain reasons. They should have been solved from summertime, during the summer break. When you go to register your students, if they're not allowed in certain schools, then the principal or whoever's doing registration should at least let the parents know.
With more than half of the men incarcerated at Her Majesty's prisons without a high school education, officials from the National Lead Institute are asking the government to grant them additional funding, which will allow them to provide further rehabilitative efforts for at-risk young men.
We need to create a stronger safety net for these young men who are giving challenges in the educational system. And with the reintroduction of the police in the school system, we think that is added safety so that it will be safety for the students, safety for the principals, the administration, safety for the teachers.
Meantime, Director of Education Lionel Sands told ZNS News that all of those students will return back to the classroom by week's end. LaDawn Davis, ZNS News Network.
And coming up, we remember the fire that changed the look of downtown Nassau. Stay with us.